Hello again, listeners, and welcome back to the Kotu Classic FPL podcast. I'm your host, Solomon. And as usual, I have my co-host here with me, Chama. Chama nakam nak.
Boy, maa ngi cool man nakam yaa ngi baax.
Today, boy, that about boy. Boys are not smiling, boy. Today, boy, affaire dal, affaire dohut, boy.
Yeah, a bit of a red. Yeah. I've heard
Sun
of it.
jiri bi, sun jiri bi dohut.
Yeah. I think week B more like there was like if there was a toss of the coins, it's on either one side or the other side. So on my side, mom, maybe not bad, not so bad. I am still buzzing, but I understand why it's not so great for you this week. But yeah, games are
Yeah,
coming thick and fast, so you can
and
always
fast. Yeah,
make the
it's
grounds.
good to move on. Yeah, that's the good thing about this week. You can
Yeah,
always move on because there are many games coming in. But the main issue is we are talking about those who captain Salah and those who didn't
no,
captain Salah this
Salah.
week. So,
Absolutely, yeah. That's which side? Which side
no,
way are you on?
which side are you on?
Yeah,
This is
that's
the
the thing.
battle. You have to pick sides. So
Yeah,
this week, the obvious captaincy choice was Salah. Those some managers, Maverick ones, made the choice to sell before because they, had some other investments elsewhere. And unfortunately, it worked in their favor that Salah couldn't even score. Not even that. He didn't even get 1 point. He missed a penalty. So, I mean, this is like laughing and crying for me. But anyways, it's part of FPL. It happens. Yeah.
Absolutely. But for me, I kind of feel like it was a deserved one. It was because especially if I look back like 2 3 years ago when everybody was comparing Salah with Mane, those were the managers who stick with Salah this week, most of them. So I was kind of kind of made up, but I was not made up because it ended up Liverpool losing the game, so I could not really enjoy
uh,
my Salah blank. But yeah, it was an interesting one for me. It was a very funny
I
one.
mean, it's very unusual. But anyway, we'll talk more about it during the pod. So we are recording game week 21 preview. So far, there's one more game to play. That's the Manchester United game.
Yeah.
And we'll be talking about the usual. We'll brush through reviews for game week 19 as well as 20 so far. Talk about the results and the recap for 20, and then a mini league update, and then the manager of the week for 19. And then we'll talk about fixtures for 21 as well as we have a long view section. This time around, we'll just break down the Ben Quillen spreadsheet. There's a new one that came out, which is more likely, I think, more definite. It came out this morning. So yeah, we'll talk about that, and then we finalize with the transfers and captaincy options
Yeah.
for 21. Yeah, so Chama, you can set us off with the team reviews for your team performance for 19 and 20.
Yeah, this is your team. Let me bring up my team. Yeah, my team for game week 20 is I still have a couple of players to play. I still have my captain to play, which is interesting to say when everybody captain Salah this week.
I
I
know,
have
yeah.
two extra.
You can still gain
Yeah,
more points, man.
I can still look forward to that. Yeah, 2 extra days since that. So at least you have that boost inside you. You know that you can get some extra points, and I have the hair too as well to play. Yeah, game week 19 did not really go well for me. It was a very very difficult game week for me because ahead of that game week, that was the game week that Liverpool game got cancelled. I know every manager have a triple Liverpool in their team and things like that, but I took a hit that game week to bring in Martinelli, and I think I criticized myself as much as I could last spot, try to say it was a bad move, and it turned out to be a bad move. Madison, the one I transferred out, scored a goal and assisted against Man City, which of course I did not expect by any means. But the fact that I took a hit to make a transfer that game week because of the Liverpool postponement, which was like I did not wait to for the information before I make my move. It was a like premature move on my side. But yeah, I just moved on, and that game week I ended up with 40 points. Four with the -4, it ended up with 36. So it's my lowest scoring game week. I considered with the Liverpool game postponed, of course. But yeah, move on to game week 20. Like I say, things go very thick and fast this season, so you can always make amends very quickly. I dropped like very seriously. I was in 14k by that time, but yeah, I'm back into top like for 13k. I just rose by 30 by 1k rank, but of course I have two players to play, so I expect the rank to improve by tomorrow
Go higher than that, yeah.
to go higher than that. Yeah, but yeah, the big thing was selling Salah in game week 19 for For Son, yeah, it was a big call. It was a hit call. I took a hit to do that, but yeah, I backed Son, like I say, to outscore Salah over the next 3 game weeks, and he has done it over the first one so far. So I'm quite happy with that move, of course. And yeah, looking at my team, they're here in goal. James, of course, James is looking a bit frustrating these days. Cancelo,
Yeah, most definitely.
he continued to tick with the points. Trent was very poor in the Liverpool game. I was so disappointed with him. And Son continued to tick on with the point. And Bowen was my star of the week with 14 points, 3 assists. It could have been even more because he scored a goal and it got disallowed for offside or something like that. Gallagher too, I was so disappointed to not see him play against Norwich because this was a fixture I knew many managers did not own him, and Norwich was one of the teams that you will want to target. Crystal Palace ended up winning the game 3-0, and Gallagher was out with COVID, so now he's the big issue in my team. What do I do with him? And Jota, very poor too. He and Trent, they were very disappointing in the Liverpool game. King, nice, 5 points. And Antonio, 5 points. Ronaldo now waiting for the captaincy points. So 41 points with 2 players to go, including the captain. So I can't complain. I think I am in a very good position as it stands. So I'm happy going forward. How about you?
Yeah, it's like it's a bit opposite for both of us. You have a good game week this week. I have a terrible game week, the worst of my season so far. Last game week it was your worst, and then I had a very good game week, even though it wasn't really high score, but in a game week where the average was very low, I had something that was decent. So yeah, my game week 19, the average was 36 points. I had 48, regardless of all the postponements that happened.
Yeah,
I managed to field, I think about 11 players. Even James got 0, but then so my star of for 19 was Saka. He was still in my team, so Saka got
absolutely.
16
Yeah,
points. Yeah, and then I think that was it. And like I said also, so like I said, came in because I wanted to field 11 players, so he came in and gave me 11 points, which I would take any day.
absolutely. I,
Um,
I didn't expect that one, you know. I didn't expect Laka
yeah,
to. But yeah, he ended up scoring the first penalty for Arsenal this season, which
mm,
is nice. He's on penalties now. Like, he's 100% on penalties, I would say, because Oba is not there. So, yeah, I think Laka, I have a tone on that one. I think he's a very good pick now to have. But just the fixtures you have to be
just the
careful of.
fixtures. Yeah, after the
Yeah,
fixtures, yes.
yeah,
So game week 20 so far, honestly, I've already have all my players played. The main let's say players, which was maybe you could say they were the ones that my points were riding on. They were the Liverpool players. I have 3 of them. I tripled up. Obviously, Salah got a 0 point, Mr. Penalty, so he's on 0. Could have been worse. Could have been a -1 times 2, -2. So I got a 0 point. Jota also didn't fail to impress. So basically, I had 26 points, and I didn't have any keeper. And the rest of my players didn't do well either. So it was terrible. But I mean, it's something that I need to learn, because anyways, it happens. It's just one of those game weeks with the game week average being 27. So that just goes to show you like how difficult this game week was. But it's 27 because a lot of people captain Salah and he blanked.
yeah.
And just one more game to go, which is the Man U game. So I'm sure most of us would be crossing our fingers that Ronaldo doesn't go crazy.
I'm hoping
Yeah.
for a hat trick tonight. That would be
we are
one.
we are hoping
That
we are
that,
hoping
that,
for
that would be.
we are hoping for two missed penalties. and, a red card.
Well, yeah, that would be terrible. No, don't
Well,
worry. They had to,
no,
to sign off the season. You know, it's
I know,
Ronaldo.
I know.
It's
Yeah,
Ronaldo, like they used to say at the start of the season. It's
it's Ronaldo. Yeah,
Ronaldo. So
that's
he.
true. That's true. But anyways, yeah, whatever happens, happens, man. It's FPL. You win and you lose. But hopefully, we'll be crossing our fingers for
Yeah.
our opponents. Yeah. Um. Okay, so let's talk about some of the results in game week 20. Uh, yeah, looking at the results, I mean, it's been tough, to be honest. Like very surprising results. Like
Yeah.
which anyone jumps out to you? Obviously, the Liverpool one, I'm sure,
Of
the one
course,
that
of
you got.
course. That one, it was a terrible game for me to watch for Liverpool. Of course, the chances were there to win the game. The chances were there to score the goals, which is normal if you are a Liverpool. If you are playing for Liverpool, they create a lot of chances. It's not a surprise to anyone. but the way they were finishing was just like a surprise to me. Of course, they have not been the greatest. The team is not the team with the greatest finishing in the league, of course, but they are the team that creates the most chances. For example, if you look at the three players who missed the most number of chances this season is Salah, Mane, and Jota. They missed 31 big chances among them three. No team come close to that. So that was not surprising in a way. But yeah, I was not appreciating of the Liverpool performance in that game. They look tired. They look not
Yeah,
themselves like
they did.
clubs
Yeah.
like, and that was surprising because they are the team that rested the most. They did not play on Boxing Day. They had a long break of rest. But of course, you have to put it into context too. You have 3 or 4 players coming back from COVID and coming back straight into the team like Van Dijk. But even though he was good in the game, Fabinho, he was good in the game. Yeah, it was a bad game for me. From a Liverpool point of view, from a Liverpool fan point of view. But from an FPL point of view, it went out well because of the Salah captaincy, of course. But I think the game that really stood out was for me Crystal Palace and Norwich. It's expected for FPL wise, but Osborne Edward, I think you have been talking about him for a while,
Yeah.
and there are other managers who were really considering him as an asset. He got a goal and 2 assists, so it was top performance from him. And Bowen's 3 assists too was exceptional. How about you? Which games did you enjoy watching?
The thing is, I think we have to start backing our decisions more often, especially me. Next season, that's what I'm going to target. If I target something and I say it on the pod, I'm going to make sure that I use the stats and the discussion points that I make and then try to implement them in my team because it's very important. We've been talking about Olsen Edward. I have a feeling about him because I like him from watching him in the Scottish League last
Scottish
season.
League. Yeah.
Yeah, so Bowen too, we have been talking about Bowen, or he's doing really well. It's not in my team. So what am I talking about? So I need to really improve on that. Like
But
I said, the Leicester.
but you had Bowen, right? Did you?
I
Did you
had him
have?
for a short while, but then they had it postponed.
And then you saw
I
him
had, I
back.
had, I had, I had to, I had to. It's like he came in and then he had to come out again. He barely even played the game for me. So
Yeah, yeah.
one of those things.
I kind of stuck with them, like the West Ham boys, even
It's
both
yeah,
him and Antonio, even in the
Antonio.
difficult times. And yeah, I,
It's difficult. It's difficult, but
it's difficult
it's
sometimes. That's why it's about a squad game at this point in time. So if you have the proper squad, then you don't have to worry about benching some of these players. But if you are missing that squad, like you have 2 or 3 players who are not available, then it affects you a lot.
yeah, it's important because of the postponements and COVID
Exactly.
players going out of the team, in and out of the team, to have a 15-man playing squad. Yeah, they have to be starters, all of them, so that anybody can switch in or be substituted for anybody else in the game because you never know who's going to be out at any point in the game. So yeah,
Bowen now
like
deserves an England call, I think. Bowen, he is playing
oh
like
yeah,
a,
oh yeah. I think
he's a top
he's
player.
a really good player. He's a top player. He's been giving glimpses, here and there last season and stuff like that. But now the consistency is there.
Is there?
You
Yeah.
can tell. Yeah, I think those games that you pointed out were the ones that we've really been paying attention to. The Brentford Man City game, I was expecting that Man City would pummel Brentford,
Will Cruz.
but it was quite a tough game. It wasn't as easy as they thought it would be. But yeah, it's good to have these surprising. Also, Chelsea drew.
Yeah.
Which is a different. It's been tough. Let's say it's been tough for the big boys this week, honestly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's right. Chelsea, like in the 92nd minute, that was a poor time to cut.
And
To
they
concede
did try to not to concede, but I think Brentford really did well in the game. Like Brentford is a good team. It's a team that I enjoy watching.
Brighton, you mean?
Not Brentford, Brighton is a team that
Yeah.
I enjoy watching because they always bring it to you. It doesn't matter how good you play, they will still play the way that they play, and they played really well. And the Chelsea keeper was really up for it, and eventually they still scored. So, I mean, yeah, they deserve the point, to be honest. Yeah. So the Kotu Classic mini league, the manager of the week for game week 19 was Usman Kujabi with 82 points. He's called Peace United. So he played his free hit, which was a good thing. So congratulates Usman Kujabi for being the manager of the week for this game week 19. So for 20, we don't know yet because the game is still ongoing. So we'll just keep that for now.
Yeah.
But we just give us a brief update on the top 5. It still hasn't changed. There's just 2 movements. Dropping to 5th is Christopher Blell, Pandeyam FC. And 4th is Thomas Bright, Jamie Dodgers. Rising to 3rd is Jibril Fall, Morinistas. In second is Ahmed Tijan Suleiman, and then still holding it down. But this one
Yeah,
you're gonna run away with it.
we are in the
It's
second half of the
yourself,
season now. Yeah, well,
with the
it's going
classic charmer.
well.
So you are the Man City of of the league. You don't want to relinquish control. I see.
Yeah, it's been a good first half of the season. So after
Yeah,
19 games, yeah, I cannot
you feel
ask for
confident that
more.
I'm sure you
Well,
feel confident now that you can run away with it, to be honest.
confident is a strong one,
Yeah,
but
you should, man. You
yeah,
should. You should.
yeah. I'm in a good position. I would say I'm in a good position, and yeah, if things go well in the second half, especially considering I have all my chips, and usually I tend to play very well when it comes to the chips. So I am optimistic that I can stay there maybe, and the points are gap is a bit huge. So I just need to continue doing what I've been doing in the first half of the season, and keep learning, and yeah, hopefully it will go well. Yeah, I am quite confident, not so much, but okay.
Okay, so let's move to the fixtures for Game Week 21. I think we have so far we
Yeah.
have 10. For the
Yeah.
first time, we have 10 games, which hasn't happened in a while,
Which is rare,
considering.
right? Yeah.
Very rare, I was like, wow, 10 games. Okay, so we have 10 games. New Year's Day, we have 4. And then on the second, we have 5. And then we have the last game for Manchester United on Monday. So, yes, that is that. So, which fixture jumps out to you? Apart from the top games, which is Arsenal, Man City, which are really top, like in football sense, not FPL, of course. And then you have the Chelsea Liverpool, which is also another one, the big game, or the biggest game of the week, anyways. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think this one is yours. That is Norwich. You are the owner of Norwich because you always look out for them. They play a
Oh
Leicester.
yeah, oh yeah. This if I had a Leicester City player, especially Iheanacho, I'm gonna play him in this game.
Yeah, yeah.
If I had him, I would play him. Yeah. This
Yeah,
is
but
Norwich.
but the thing is, yeah, it's difficult to have him right now because of Afcon.
Yeah.
This is the final game he plays before he embarks on his Afcon
Oh,
journey.
okay.
So it's gonna be a very short term punt, but also you have to consider Daka is injured with hamstring. Vardy was limping in that game against Liverpool. So Iheanacho, he's looking like in form. He scored against Man City and got 2 assists. So if there was a wild card, like free hit player, I think everybody will be
Yeah,
all over Iheanacho.
he would be there. He would be in.
Yeah, and Madison too. But he was a bit limping in the end. He had a calf injury. Let's hope he is fit. I think if Leicester had all their players fit, Madison will have been rested because they know he's a kind of an injury-prone player. But I think that's the fixture and the Tottenham one. I like the Tottenham one too against Watford.
Tottenham one is a good one against Watford. Yeah, that's a good
Watford don't know how to defend. They only attack, right? So
yeah,
that's
they
a good
don't
one.
care. It's all guns blazing. So yeah, I think that's a good one. Those two fixtures, like if you're looking for places to maybe get more points, I think you should get some of those players that will dominate and might haul. So Son, Kane, and let's say Madison, Iheanacho at this point. Yeah,
and it's been
any other.
yeah, it's been a long time since we saw Leeds United and Burnley. Leeds play against Burnley at home. Burnley, of course, we know they are a very good defensive team. I think there's been a 4-game weeks or something since we last saw Burnley played. I cannot remember the last time.
Wow.
And Leeds too, likewise. Leeds, they missed the last 2 games against Liverpool after City. Since they lost against City, or since they lost against Arsenal, the 5-1, they have not played, I think. They missed 2 games too. So that could be an interesting one. Let's see how, because everybody forget about Rafinha. He was in
Rafinha, he's the only one. He's the only player that is playing in Leeds that is been exceptional this season. Doesn't matter what kind of game he plays, he still manages to get points. It's surprising. I was like, wow.
Yeah, but also considering like they have been out for 2 weeks or something, or 3 weeks. So maybe some of their players during that period might be back. Bamford, like, I don't know about the injury records, but maybe you might see some of them. So that could be an interesting one. How about you? Which fixtures are you looking at?
Yeah, those same ones. I think if I had a Southampton player, I think I'll definitely also go in for Southampton player against Newcastle because
definitely
they're terrible. Just like Manchester was just really bad. But any team that plays against Newcastle, you're definitely assured to get goals.
Yeah, and also your striker Broha, he was rested last game. He came on in the second half. So
Oh yeah, can you see I'm
you,
talking about Southampton and already I was Southampton.
you have Bruja, you have
I
Livramento,
always,
right?
for- I always forget that he plays for Southampton for some reason.
Yeah, so this is a
He's
good,
just there, This is a good fixture, yeah.
yeah, it's a very
He's
good one.
starting in my. He's starting. I hope it comes good for them, like for my team, because he's like a very good differential. He's been ticking along nicely. It was just the injury problems.
Yeah,
That's a bit disappointing.
and
But yeah,
also
I hope.
and also considering all the big teams are playing against each other,
Yeah,
it will
that's the best
it
big
will
one.
not be bad to stick the captain on him, will it?
On him, no, it's too easy. I don't, I don't think so. No way, it's too early, man. It's too early. It's too early.
But
You know.
to be honest, I'm very impressed when I see him play. I like the directness he poses. Like he's always direct, always going against the defenders. So he looked very very impressive. In what big game was the one that he got the assist on? Like yeah, I can't remember, but yeah. Even the last game when he came on, he was very direct for them against Tottenham. He was so direct. I like the way he plays, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, so those are the games that we highlight to be games where maybe the players can really haul or get points, because we have two big games which nobody can really call. To be honest, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah,
Because,
especially Chelsea versus Liverpool one.
Chelsea,
That was
Liverpool, yeah.
for Arsenal, I
It
can see
might be, yeah.
I can see Man City.
Man City can dominate. They always do
Yeah,
against
Man City
Arsenal
will
for some
dominate.
reason.
Yeah, but yeah, Chelsea Liverpool. It's gonna be very strange one. Chelsea have a lot of injury issues. Liverpool have like form issues and of course like suspensions like Andy Robertson, things like that. But Chelsea are also struggling. So it is both teams are kind of in the last few games they have not been at their best. So it will be a very interesting one. And this is the game that if they don't win, they kind of drift more
Drop out
from
of
from Man City. So it's a very important game
title race. Yeah.
for both of them. Of course, like Chelsea are 7 points behind City, and Liverpool are 9 points behind City, but Liverpool have one game in hand. So that is already too much for these teams to catch up, because City, imagine City in 2021 they only lost 3 games in 2021, and now we are going into 22, which they will only play the half part of the season. So if City have to lose 3 games, and Liverpool and Chelsea have to win everything from now on to stand a chance, which is almost very difficult or impossible.
Yeah, you can say almost impossible.
Yeah, so it's very important that this game they win, at least to stay in the race, both of them. But yeah, I am hoping for a reaction as a Liverpool fan because of our last game.
After last game, yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping, and usually we react well when we have games like that. So I'm expecting a reaction.
Okay, so we'll move on to the long view section.
Before we go, your team, let's talk about United. They play Wolves. I think this game is going to be very boring. 0-0.
I don't.
Do you see anything other than 0-0 in that one?
I don't think we need to talk about United. To be honest, like there's a lot of things going on in the club right now. If I should start this topic, I don't think we'll probably end on time for this spot. Yeah, but right now, up against Wolves is going to be difficult because Wolves is a very good team. The only thing that they can't do properly is score, but now until next season, they will improve on that aspect, because when you have a new coach, they improve defensively, then organization. Next thing you know, they start scoring goals, you know. But right now, I think this is going to be a stalemate, to be honest. If United win, maybe it's a 1-0. Wolves can even win the game. You never know. So
yeah, not a lot of goals.
But right now, United, United, there's a lot of things going right now, because we are trying to fish out the players, and they're trying to understand the coach's tactics, and it's going to be difficult for a while. So yeah.
Okay.
So we'll talk about the long view section. We'll discuss the next 6 fixtures and then we'll talk about the Ben Collins spreadsheet. So according to the fixture ticker, from game week 21 to 26, all inclusive, Everton have the best fixtures. So as we all know, Everton followed by Aston Villa, West Ham, Newcastle, and Watford. Those are the top 5.
Yeah.
Top 6 actually. Yeah, 5. But then the thing is, one thing that is worth noting is that DCL is back. Yeah. And I don't know whether we mentioned this in the last.
Yeah, we did. But he did not play again. We did mention him, but he did not play because of the game that got cancelled again. So that for me, that's a good thing, because it gives him more time.
More time for him to recover. Yeah.
To recover. But the bad thing about that is we don't know how he will be back when he comes back, right? At least we
A
will want to see.
bang or
We want to see one game where he is very sharp. Okay, this guy, we can go back to him. But now we don't have any information on him, so we have to wait. But again, if the game against Brighton goes ahead, that is the game you can watch because before Brighton, they were supposed to play Newcastle at home. So that one was very tempting. But the Brighton one, knowing how Brighton
it's
are
a
good
test there.
defensively,
It's a
so
test
it's
of
a good
his
test to see
sharpness.
how his sharpness is, and then you can attack him against Norwich, right? Because after Brighton is Norwich.
Oh yeah. You can definitely get him against Norwich. But the thing is, if you bring him in now,
Yeah,
and he's fully fit, you have 6 easy games. This is the best time that he can, if he's gonna haul, he's gonna haul. Even if he comes back, it's like a confidence booster either ways to have him at this point.
yeah,
And you're gonna be in, like ahead of the crowd. Because once he bangs against, or even tries to score even one goal and an assist against Brighton, and we see that he's sharp, they're going to bring him in against Norwich. So you see, so yeah, if I had the free transfers to bring him in at this point, I would, to be honest, because the fixture looks good. That is it. And now we all know that we are all struggling for strikers. There's no striker that's doing well right now.
yeah,
So if we have a sniff of a good striker that is coming back from returning back from injury, we will jump on it.
Absolutely. And what we are talking about Watkins too, Aston Villa. Of course, he is there. You can say he's their talisman. He is the one who expect to play more minutes. He is the fittest one. Ings is the one who comes in and out of the team because of his fitness issues. And they have a very nice fixture to. They play Brentford, Man United, Everton, Leeds, Newcastle, and Watford. But the like the best part of it starts in game week 24 for them. That is Leeds, Newcastle, Watford. Those three, I think.
Yeah, the bottom three defensive
they,
was
they
defense
are the
in the
one.
league. Yeah.
Yeah, those three are the bottom defense in the league. So I think for him we can wait until around that time to consider him.
He's already in my team,
Watkins? Oh, you already have Watkins.
He's already been in my team, for the past 2-3 weeks.
Yeah. You're right. You brought him in when he had that like when he scored the goal and the assist, right? You got him for that. You got him.
I'm not really sure, but I got him when I had to fill in some players because I had I couldn't fill 11 players.
Yeah. That was just before they canceled their game week. Oh, I remember it. Just before they postponed their game in game week 17.
Yeah, so I guess like, okay, when I saw his fixtures, I was like, okay, let me just leave him in because it was supposed to be a short-term fix, but then his fixtures was good. So I was like, okay, let me just leave him. So now,
absolutely,
this is what I was targeting.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be all over him when it comes to that point. And because I have Ronaldo in my team. United still have good fixtures: Wolves, Aston Villa, West Ham, Burnley, Southampton, and Leeds. I will give him I gave him the last game and he blanked, so I give him Wolves again. I will give him Burnley this week. That is tomorrow. I even trusted him with the captain for the 2 games, so I will give him Wolves again. But to be honest, if he disappoints in these 3 games, then it's an easy move. It's an easy move to DCL, and then I go with the cheaper forward options. Yeah, so I plan to hold Ronaldo up to game week 28 or something like that. But he needs to show for it, right? It's not a guarantee in my team. You need to show
the price is too high.
The price is too expensive. He needs to give you something to consider. How about West Ham boys? Do you have anyone?
Oh yeah, I have Antonio. I'm planning to bring in Bowen. I just don't know when exactly because I can't make any more transfers right now, and I have some fires that I have to put out in my team. But either 21 or 22. I mean 22 or 23. Sorry, he's gonna come in for Saka. Because my midfield is really stacked right now. That's the thing. I have a very good midfield, even though they're good on paper, but they haven't been giving me points this past 2 game weeks. So at some point he's gonna come back, right? Because it was between covering that good run of good fixture. It's either I have Antonio who has scored, but he's not the Antonio of the start of the season. Something is missing from him. I don't know, he's tired or whatever. But in the meantime, until I get Bowen back into my team, at least Antonio can cover that. So we hope, or that's what I hope for. So we'll see.
Bowen, I think 22 is a very good time to bring him in because we will just move on very soon to the double game week possibilities. What is going to happen? And West Ham is one of those teams that is expected to double too, and their double is looking like a very enticing one.
Very good one, yeah.
It's Leeds and Norwich. It's possible to be Leeds and Norwich. It's a possible. Of course, FPL Towers have not announced anything yet, so they are making things harder for people. But they should announce the fixtures so that people can start planning. But yeah, Bowen 22 is a good one. 23 though is United away, but yeah, you don't care about bringing a player when they play United. I kind of a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, right
Uh,
now is defensively we are okay, even though we are really bad against Newcastle.
yeah,
But I would I don't think I'll take a player out against Manchester United right now because they can score.
yeah. How
They
about
are really.
yeah? How about your team United actually? Because if you look at the top six teams, that is the big teams, they have the best fixtures. They are sixth on the ticker: Wolves, Aston Villa, West Ham, Burnley, Southampton, and Leeds. Do you have any plans to bring anyone, or do you have any United assets right now?
I don't have any. It like I was waiting to see what the reaction would be having a new coach,
Yeah.
and I think I've seen enough to discourage me for now. Like I will give it 3 more game weeks. If they don't do anything, I'll just like, you know what, this is the best time to have them because the fixtures is good. After this time, when else am I going to get them again? Like, as a United fan, I don't think easy fixtures are a good way for us to snap me back into action. If we had a difficult game, 1 or 2 difficult games, you know, because players challenge themselves when they meet other top players, you understand?
Yeah.
And if we have a good result, that can be a booster for us to go out like in a very good run and start beating all these small teams. But small teams challenge us because they put in 110% again, because they know that they are playing against United. They will give it their 100%, and then United just don't give up. That they feel like they're not worthy, or that they feel like maybe they need to put in as much effort because they are big players. So there's a lot of things that are happening at the same time with United right now that we don't need to get into much, but we need to sort it out as soon as possible. If not, I don't think I'm going to move any of their players. Simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have Dalo? I thought you have Dalo.
I was going to bring him in, but I think I found somebody else. I'm going to go with Target. The fixtures for Aston Villa, like I said, is really good. So my target at 4.7, I think, is the better option for me than having Dalo, who's 5.0.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely true. Okay, speaking of my team, Liverpool, after this fixture, that is 21, Salah is gonna go to AFCON, as we know. So I think some managers might think of keeping him. I think that was the plan at some point, but considering he will miss 3 games and he is not in the form that you would want to see to keep him, to be scared of like the FOMO to be there to keep him. If he goes, and Liverpool fixtures are very nice, and the double game week is going to be very nice. Do you have any plans on to move with the Liverpool fixtures before you look at the bench credit table about the fixture, the double game week?
Liverpool, I still have Jota. He's going to stay because obviously if Salah is going, Jota is definitely going to be a starter.
Yeah.
And I have Trent. I don't plan on bringing anybody else because Salah's place is going to be there. Because I don't want to create that confusion in my team. You know, when he comes back, and then you get struggling to see, okay, how do I bring him back? You know, so I already sold him.
Oh yeah, you did. That's right. When we go to the team section. So that means you're gonna leave that space open for Salah. You're not gonna use that opportunity. You're not gonna use that opportunity to get a player or something like that. Because for me, I see it as an opportunity without Salah to get some other players. Because like I say, Liverpool fixtures after Salah go is Brentford, Crystal Palace, and Leicester. Leicester is when he is expected to be back, but Liverpool have a home fixture against Leeds, which should be a double game week. And that double game week, if it is placed in game week 22, you have Brentford and Leeds, Liverpool playing those 2 fixtures at home. So I see it as an opportunity because for me, I'm looking for opportunities all the time where people will not act, and then I try to act fast and then get some points. And then once people realize, then this is how I try to think, by the way. I try to think out of the box.
One step ahead.
Yeah, exactly. So, like in that fixture, Brentford Leeds, I want to go with a player like Robertson. He will be back, fresh, fit, because he expected to back in game week 22. He misses the Chelsea fixture. And we all know Robertson is in the Trent mold if he is ready to be there sometimes. Like we saw against Tottenham when he scored, assisted, and then got the red card. I know if he did not get that red card, people will have been talking about him more. But right now, because of that red card, the attention about him is kind of gone. So that is an opportunity. Because he's in the form that we expect him to be, like at the start of the season, everybody was thinking Robertson is going to be like, they're going to rival Trent just like last season. But it was not to be this season. He had a very poor start to the season. So everybody kind of like relaxed on Robertson. But over the last few games, as a Liverpool fan, I'm watching, I can see that he's coming back to the form that we expect him to be. And he was really demanding more from himself. at the later stages of this, like like after game week 10 and things like that, he started getting double-digit returns, the assists here and there. He got a lot of assists. If I'm not wrong, in the last maybe 5 or 6 games, he got more assists than Trent, like more attacking return than Trent. So he's getting into that mole game. So I see it as an opportunity, by the way. So with the fixtures too, I think it bodes well for me to use that opportunity. So I just wanted to mention that. But final,
Yeah, that's
final
good.
one.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
No. I wanted to talk about these 3 teams too: Arsenal, Man City, and Chelsea. Because you can see Chelsea; they are at the bottom of the ticker right now. I think I
That's what
know.
I was gonna. That's what I was. Yeah.
Yeah, and Arsenal too. They are there. They are on form. So
It's a difficult one for me because I wouldn't any other game. You remember I was thinking of taking out Saka
yeah,
as soon as possible, but since he's scored and he seems to be on form right now, it's going to be difficult. So right now, it's not a worry for me. He's on my bench for this game week against Man City. So I think I'm going to probably change him to Bowen, which was the plan initially. But they have a good game against. Is it Burnley?
Arsenal. Yeah, that's against Burnley.
Yeah.
In game
But
week 23.
against Tottenham, the form that Arsenal is right now against Tottenham, you don't want to miss out on that
Yeah,
because it's a derby. It's a derby.
yeah.
You understand? That is what I'm looking at now. So I might keep him for Tottenham before moving it out. And also, Burnley is also an easy fixture, so it's tricky.
It's tricky.
It's very tricky. I'm thinking about it. I haven't made up my mind yet, but I'm thinking about it. Most likely, I will keep him until after Burnley 24, and let's take him out. You understand? And then bring in Bowen. But you don't want to miss those Bowen points, especially with the double game coming in. So I have to compare and see which one is better. But we don't
Yeah.
want to keep on this. Let's just move on to the Ben Crellin spreadsheet and see what the possibilities are for the double game week. So you can explain this to those that are listening and those that are watching as well.
Yeah, of course. The most important thing here is the key. We have to understand the key. Like for example, if we see a yellow, there is a very high likely chance, very likely to be a double game week. And if we see a purple, that is a possible triple game week, which is only possible for one team, that is Watford. And of course, orange is about 60% probable double game week. Gray is possible double game week. So it's all written in percentages. So it is easy to see if you are watching. So first, we have to talk about the triple game week. I know last season we had one triple game week with Manchester United, which was fun. I think as an FPL manager, that was my first experience, a team playing 3 times in a week. So in a game week rather, and that is a possibility this season, and it's gonna be Watford. Currently, I am an owner of Watford player, that is King, and the goalkeeper. But of course, the goalkeeper is not something to be excited about because of the way they play. They don't defend, and the goalkeeper is not looking like the best. Like it's not looking like a very good goalkeeper in my opinion. Not what we expected at the start of the season. But also, there is a possibility they will double in 21 and they will double in game week 22. So it's a team to target in terms of players. I think many managers have their players. For example, Dennis. You have Dennis.
I had him.
Oh, you had Dennis. You had him, and then you sold him. So because he's going to AFCON, of course. But if I had him, I think I would just make the sideways move from Dennis to King because of the fixtures, by the way. You look at Burnley, they are the team with the most number of double game weeks left. They have 4 games to play to reschedule. So they are also very looking and interesting. They could double in 21 and double in 22. And their fixture in 21 is Leeds. Their fixture in 22 is Leicester. So Ben Crellin's prediction is either they double with Leicester and Aston Villa. The most likely one is Leicester, Aston Villa, and Leeds, Watford in game week 22. Leicester themselves, they have a double game week, but there is the injury issues. Norwich, Everton, which is not bad, but who's gonna play in game week 20? Like Madison, can he play 20, 19, 20, and then 21 within 6 days? He's not that type of player who can do that, but he's a very good player to have. Iheanacho, you get him for the double. He only play 1 game and then goes to the AFCON. You miss that. Vardy is injured, so it's difficult to get a Leicester to identify a Leicester player. Like look at Ndidi and the other one, what is his name? Amate. They all go to AFCON after Norwich. So they don't have even a defender by that time because right now they don't have any centre back available. So midfielders are playing in the defense. So the only thing you can consider is the goalkeeper, maybe Schmeichel, and maybe the left back, Luke Thomas, who was 4.3 million. But their fixtures are not looking bad anyways. Norwich, Everton, Burnley, Tottenham. So the teams without a double is going to be Man City. Man City is the only team who is unlikely to have a double game week. And they are the best team in the league. Of course, not in FPL wise, but in the league, like as a team. So it is very strange one because I know many managers dribble on Man City. There is the Pep rule there, but also now there is the team that don't have the double. But the potential that the team have is also immense. But again, the fixtures Arsenal and Chelsea is not the best fixture.
Not the best. Yeah.
So what to do with the Man City players? So yeah, this is just a possible double game week. It's not confirmed yet. We are hoping that it should be confirmed by Friday. According to Ben Krellin, he expects the confirmation of the double game weeks by Friday 6 p.m. UK time. So we have to wait and see. He's the guru. He say whatever he says, we follow.
I mean, yeah. To be honest, it's difficult. You need some really like taking your time and going through this and try to see which players you can pick out, because like you can target these double game weeks 21 20 22 20 20 21. We have some chips. We have, like, most of us have double free hit chips that we can use for 22,
Yeah.
like I don't mind if I feel like I need to target some players and I'm sure that it's been confirmed. I can definitely use my free hit, because what I don't want is to bring in players through transfers and hits and then get a player in your team, and then it takes you just to target these double, and it takes you a while to get that player out of your team, because in subsequent games, that's what happened to me last season.
Yeah.
Because you have to fight fire. Some of the players get injured. You have to transfer this one. By the time a player is there the whole season and you don't even use him.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you could have just used a chip. But I mean, if the potential is there to use a chip, I have two free hits. Why not use it? So, but you need to sit down, and each manager needs to sit down, check the spreadsheet, and see what your approach is going to be. That's very important, right?
It's very, I 100% agree. I know many managers right now, they are frustrated by the postponements and things like that. So if this happens, what managers tend to say, okay, what's the point of planning long term? Because you plan and then the pictures get cancelled. But that is the life we live in. You have to plan with what you have. Once you plan with that, and this is why I say flexibility is very important sometimes, especially in my game. I always have a plan, but I am not averse to changing my plan in the instant because of something has happened. Because I want to be flexible all the time, but I always plan to. So of course, sometimes it is like useless because you did it and then you have to waste it. But at the end of the day, if you want to achieve something, you have to, sometimes some things have to go astray, right? So something has to go wasted. So it happens. So I think the planning aspect is very important at this stage, despite the difficulty of postponements or the disappointment of postponements, all those things happening. It's an opportunity, because if you do it, the rest assured not everybody around you did it too. So just that gives you an edge. So if you do it, you will achieve things. Personally, I really like to plan. I enjoy planning, and I rather use these opportunities where everybody is affected and then try to gain grounds rather than complain about them.
I mean, I'm the person that I like to plan, but I don't like to stress my brain too much.
Yeah.
So when I see stats like this, I'm like, oh God, another game, because like honestly, it's difficult. You need to really take your time and plan and like really do it well, and even then you might not pay off.
Exactly.
So in this case, they've already given me a second free hit. In my own case is I'm going to try to see, looking at gaming 22, because 21 is already passed, so I already made my decisions.
Yeah.
22, and sit down and like base a free hit team that is the best for these fixtures, like a really good team. Looking at these fixtures and see if I can come up with that and see like what the potential points haul can be, like the best assets for these teams with the double game. Make simple. Just keep it like that, because I have a chip to play. I don't want to keep the chip for too long and it doesn't benefit me in the end. Like I said, I told you before with the pod. That's very important, because I learned from that last season.
Yeah.
For
me personally, in 22, I am planning to use the bench boost. I think I have already set that plan. I have already planned to use that one. So looking at the double game weeks, like for example, Watford, I have double Watford player. Leicester, I don't have any. Burnley, I don't have any. Man United, who has a possible double, I have two. Everton, I don't have any. Brighton, I have one. Aston Villa, I don't have any. Tottenham, I have one. Liverpool, I have two. Arsenal, I have one. And Crystal Palace, I have one. They also have a possible double. Chelsea, I have one. Man City, I have one. And Chelsea, they might get a double, but Man City, they don't have a double. So Man City's one, I can carry him in a double game week because of what they offer you. Like Cancelo, I'm not even considering selling him. These are the type of player I will happy to own in a double game week, even like in a bench boost team, even if they don't have a double game week. This is like Cancelo type of player. So for him, I can just do that with him. So I can field in 14 double game week players in game week 22 because my team, all 15 players are active. So and I have two transfers going into this game week 21. So I plan to use one of those transfers. And in using that one, I will also anticipate game week 22. Which player will I want in game week 22? Whatever transfer I make this game week, which I have not done yet. So strangely, and the deadline is tomorrow, I think, or day after tomorrow. It's gonna be because of double game week in 22. Because I just want to use the bench boost. I just want to get rid of it. And once I do that, you can focus on
You
your
are,
11.
you can focus on,
And
you can
yeah,
focus on
this is what
something
I want to
else.
do.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, I think that's a good plan too, honestly. So we'll finally talk about game week 21 and our teams, the transfers we've made, and also our captaincy choices for this game week, which is going to be.
Personally, I haven't made any, so
Oh, really?
you can start. Yeah, no transfers. Yeah, I have to.
Okay. Okay. So I made 2 transfers. Sorry, 3, because I banked a transfer and then I'm going in with 1 transfer, 1 hit. Sorry. So Salah is finally out. No, it's sad that it's on this note, but he's already out. I brought Sterling for him. Yeah. I think you convinced me to bring in Sterling, even though I was a bit worried that he didn't play this game big, but we'll see. Yeah. Sterling is in. So the idea of bringing Sterling in is getting somebody who's almost as big as Salah, the price point, because I don't want to spread the funds. It's going to be difficult to get the funds back when Salah gets back from AFCON. So I want to keep Sterling is big enough, so I can just sell 1 or 2 players, at least 1 player, and then get the money back and just transfer Sterling to get Salah back. So Salah is in. Son is also in for Foden. And lastly, I made the move from Lacazette to Antonio. So yeah, that's Lacazette was supposed to be a one week punt. So he did what he was supposed to do, and now he's out. So now I have a 3-4-3. My team, Ramsdale, even though I really wanted to go without Ramsdale to get in somebody else, because I'm anticipating that he will really be dismantled by Man City, but we never know. Let's see. So Ramsdale in goal. In the defense, I have Cancelo, I have Trent, and I have Livramento. And in midfield, I have Son, who's my captain for this week. And then I have Bernardo still, and then Jota, and then Sterling. And then up front, I have Broha, Watkins, and Antonio. So those are my players for 21.
Yeah, I have a question. Why Foden instead of Bernardo? You know, I'm always a Foden fan over Bernardo. Is it about funds?
Oh, I'm a Foden fan, but the problem is, like I told you, I don't like seeing my players get benched. It was really good to see him this game week 20 get the goal and getting involved, but I don't like that because it's too much funds. Bernardo doesn't matter. He's been good for me, even though the past 3 game weeks he's blanked, but he keeps on playing. He's one of the players that when he's fit, Pep plays him. Yeah. And in a Man City team, you know, anything is possible, right? Yeah. So he's still there. So that's why I want to get, maybe if I get Bowen for Saka, like maybe I'll have like 5, and then maybe depending on the fixture, I'll just switch them. But it was always going to be Bernardo. Bernardo can move to Gundogan. You never know. That's also a plan I'm thinking about. You know, depending on maybe if he's lost his form, and Gundogan can come in. But I don't like. It's not fun owning for him in the team, man. It's not fun at all.
I see.
I tried it for 2 years. I tried it. I don't know. I'm not comfortable with it, to be honest.
I understand. And also, it seems like you like the sideways move from City player to another City player.
Yeah, it gives me that flexibility. You know, it gives me that flexibility. But Bernardo is going to stay for a while because I feel like he is not injury prone, touch wood, and he can be in a team. And a team midfielder in Man City that keeps his position is very, very difficult to come by. So if I have him, so just keep him and see what happens.
And also, since you are not planning to bench boost like in game week 22, unlike myself, so it's okay to have 3 Man City players. But once the double game weeks come and you have 11 players playing double game week, are you gonna bench the Man City assets or are you gonna start them anyways? Like for example, you build a team in game week 22, every other player is doubling except Man, because like I say, Man City is the only team that does not have a double game week right now because they have played all their fixtures. So if that scenario happens to you, where you have 11 active players with double game weeks, and then you have the 3 Man City players, what do you do with your Man City players in that scenario?
Say again one more time. If I have my 3 players and I want to bench, I don't think I'm going to use the bench
No, no,
boost.
you're not going to use the no.
The
I
free
mean,
hit.
yeah. If, okay, you possibly using the free hit in 22, so it's easy to yeah. Then it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, I'm
Since
just gonna
you
I'll
can
still
just
have, because they're playing Chelsea anyways. Most likely,
so
it's gonna be a difficult fixture for
yeah,
them.
you can just ignore them in that game, in that
Yeah,
fixture, and
I
then
can
go
just
with the double.
yeah.
Yeah. I get the
Go
point.
with the
So
I'm gonna fill my team if I have to play the free hit with all like players that are playing in the double, that have a double fixture. It makes
so
it
this is
easy
a
to
long
maximize that.
yeah, it's a
Mhm.
long time. It's a long time thinking team because Man City,
Yeah,
you would wanna own them for a long time, and I think Sterling is the best player in the Man City team if he plays, of course. We used to stay 14, but Sterling over the last 6 or 7 game weeks has showed that he's still there. He's still the talisman when it comes to points and things like that. He is the only player who is outscoring Salah for expected points. Like I'm looking at the table right now between game week 1 to game week 19, Stallion has an expected points of 9.8.0. That is the only player who has more than Salah of 7.8. So I think he's a very, very good pick. And he's somebody I want to think about when I'm moving to, like, after my that free hit. Because after the free hit, after my bench boost, sorry, I want to load my teams with expensive players and a very cheap bench. So Stallion is one of those players that I will add to my Man City list. Him or De Bruyne, I want to go heavy on them. One of
yeah,
them. So I will decide. I will see which one to go to. But Stalin, minutes wise, I think De Bruyne is safer because De Bruyne
hmm
is like the star player of that team. Of course, if he is fit, he plays. But like potential wise, Stalin has the higher ceiling when it comes to FPL points. So I will have to weigh up that one and see which one to go with. But I like your team. I like your team going forward.
yeah.
And yeah, but I would have kept Ford instead of Bernardo instead.
Mm.
Even
I guess
despite
it's a matter of choices,
choice, exactly,
I guess. But
exactly.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so that's my team for Gaming 21. Chama, how about you? How does your team look like? Even though you haven't been any transfers yet. So what transfers do you want to make right before the deadline?
Yeah, my team looks like this as it stands. Now that James is injured, yeah, Martinelli play Man City. Of course, I don't want to start him Lamptey against away to Everton. So I start with De Gea in goal, Cancelo, Trent, and Livramento, who plays Newcastle at home, but he is flagged. Son play Watford away. He's my planned captain, and Gallagher plays West Ham at home. Jota, Bowen, and then up top I have King, Ronaldo, and Antonio. This is what I plan to have in my team. But Gallagher is the one who's looking like the player to leave my team. But the difficult thing is, I think for the first time I don't really know where I am heading to. It depends on what announcement is made, and like so I'm hoping for the double game week to be announced like tonight or tomorrow, like Ben Crellen says, like Friday around 6 p.m. UK time. That is the expectation from Ben Crellen. So whatever happens there, it will dictate where I move to. So James, with his hamstring injury, knowing that he will miss some games too, is another
Yeah.
issue. Gallagher also COVID related, so I would expect him to miss this game against West Ham too. So those two players are the players that I am thinking of getting rid of. So, but it depends on what the announcement is, what the announcement is on tonight or tomorrow. I have 2 free transfers by the way, so I could use
Okay.
one or I could use both of them. So it depends on what happens. Yeah.
So your plan is to transfer, to use one of the free transfers or to use both of them,
No, I want to
depending on
use.
the fixed
Yeah,
announcement.
I can use both of them if I see an opportunity to gain like grounds now with with like a view in the long term. Like if I see a player who has a very good fixture, like if Madison is playing right, was confirmed fit to play against Norwich, was it
Mhm.
against Norwich Leicester, then 100% I will get Madison for Gallagher and start Madison. And then if I have another opportunity in James to replace him with a good player with double game week after that, then I will do it. But as
Oh,
it
okay.
starts, it can be one, it can be two, but it's not gonna. I'm not gonna bank again. I'm not gonna do nothing because I have to transfer or else I lost it. I will do at least one transfer
Yeah.
this game
Yeah.
week. Yeah, but it
Okay.
depends on the fixture.
I mean, your team looks good, to be honest. you have all the right players. Ronaldo, yeah. I think banking on Ronaldo, if he does haul or if things change, like you are in the front row to really get those returns. But yeah, I think But maybe I'm being biased as a Man U fan. I wouldn't have him in my team right now because I'm really disappointed in them.
Yeah.
But to be honest, looking at the fixtures, he is the perfect guy to go with right now. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
him looks good. Yeah. I think with that we have come to the end of the pod. Anything that you want to mention, maybe that we forgot to discuss? I think we are pretty much caught up.
I think we covered everything today.
I think
Of
so.
course
Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah.
we not do a start section or things like that. But
Okay.
yeah, I think it's nice sometimes to just ignore the stats and then just talk about the football
The
side
football,
of
yeah.
football side of things. Yeah. But yeah, like
Things
this is the final pod we have, I think, for the year.
for
So
the year. Yeah, for
yeah,
the year.
it
Oh,
has
you're
been a
right.
long year. Yeah. Yeah, I hopefully we have a better 2022, and wishing all the audience, be it few, the like a very happy new year, and hopefully we have a better 22, and good luck on game week 22, on game week 21. Sorry,
21, yeah.
possible double game week 21 and double game week 22. All the best, and may your arrows be green. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Kotu Classic podcast channel.
Yeah, let's go out with a bang, people. Don't be like me and come up with 26 points. Give me 21. You need to go out with a bang, so that we can start 22 with a bang as well. So we're wishing everybody there like happy New Year's in advance, even though it's almost like less than 2 days or so, 3 days.
Yeah.
But happy New Year's to all our listeners and everybody that supports the pod. We thank you for supporting us as well. So we hopefully will see you in the new year. And we'll keep things going. Keep on increasing the pod, keep on supporting us, and thanks, guys. We always appreciate it. Catch you guys on the next one.
Goodbye,
Bye.
guys.
Peace and listening.